Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. I'm your host for the English live stream, Toby1, bringing you game number 3 of our best of 5 series between Na'Vi and Power Rangers. The winner of this series, well, they get to go to DreamHack Bucharest to play in the LAN finals of the D2CL, and we are up and running again, well into our draft, with the first 2 bands coming up from Na'Vi. Again, Dendy going to replicate the bands from game number 2, the Razor and the Faceless Void being added to the band pool, while the Death Prophet will finally actually get himself a touch, as she wasn't touched at all during the last game. The Brewmaster is a 3-for-3 ban out from Cheshire Cat, same as the Razor coming out from Na'Vi. And Na'Vi this time around, they're going for their classic combo. We get Skywrath, we get the Sand King. It's the first time Skywrath will slip through the first 2, and Dendy is not passing it up. And in return, Power Rangers, it's the Ogre Magi as well as the Wisp. In this game, it's well worth banning out the Tiny. This is... It's a game where Na'Vi don't have to take any kind of risks. The Wisp may be buffing up again, some other core... actually, they can't take out the Initiators.
Radiant team
maybe Na'Vi really just doesn't care about the Wisp Tiny kind of combination.
Turn to ban.
Yeah, but the Titan will be banned out by Cheshire Cat, so he's a little bit more concerned about the team fight potential here of Na'Vi again. And I think then he's also realizing banning out the Bat Rider already when you're on the Dire side takes out the Slark, so they have no intention of picking him up themselves. Who are they going to be running on this off lane for Na'Vi? There's a lot of options left for Funnick, of course. But 2 of his primary ones, which he really enjoys, the Tidehunter as well as the Bat Rider, already being removed out here. And he needs someone that can still survive up against Ogre Magi and Wisp, which actually a lot of heroes in the off lane are capable of doing such a thing. And the Viper straight pick up by Power Rangers. They're going to make it difficult for when Na'Vi try and gank up the middle lane. But that just means that then he can try and go for something else. You need something with a little bit of bite in the middle. I know it's kind of weird to suggest this, but you could in fact try and go for something like a Queen of Pain. Then the main reason why I'm saying Queen of Pain is even you could get locked down by the Ogre Magi, but the momentum you can get up against the Wisp is ridiculous. And the laning presence early on is actually quite good up against the Viper. You get your bottle, you should get a charge every single time because you got 2 runes to choose from, you got a blink to get yourself there. So you should be fine on that front, even when you do like your Shadow Strike in and the Corrosive Skin kicks a bit of it back. But if you're making Viper level up more points up into Corrosive Skin, the harassment damage directly to you by basic attacks becomes really, really weak. And if you start doing that anyway, you can basically lull him into a false sense of security. But they pick up an Aegis Prophet, so they come to one of Funnick's heroes.
Team pick.
Easy roaming rotation hero.
Legion Commander.
Ooh. I hardly ever get to cast this girl.
Turn to pick.
She hardly ever gets selected in my games, and in this game, I'm not so certain Legion Commander wants to be selected. It has to be played as number 1 position in this. Like I saw Pycat, in fact, doing that last night to a hell of a lot of effect. But when you get momentum on this hero, it's great. If you don't, you're screwed. So this is probably going to be another one of these dual lane mid things the Power Rangers did in the last game. So it'll be Wisp and Legion Commander going in towards the mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
And Na'Vi, they could actually reply to this by getting the Skywrath Mage to come in towards the mid lane with the Quap. So you can actually run a dual lane in the mid, and you basically zone out almost anybody that came near you. So I'm actually I'm very skeptical about this Legion Commander, but it works with the way Power Rangers will probably want to run it, and that's just aggression. And yeah, in fact, Na'Vi, they go with a very stable and difficult to kill off hero, which is the Morphling. So even in duel, if Morphling is able to strength more beforehand, the Legion Commander won't win the duel. And the Skywrath Mage can just drop the Mystic Flare anyway. And heroes like
10
Wisp are
seconds
so
remaining.
susceptible to heroes like the Morphling. There was a bit of a rework too.
5 seconds
So the old
remaining.
joke we had about Viper going up against Morphling. Morphling makes a replicate and then just
Reserve
leaves the
time.
replicate inside the base, and Viper always has corrosive skin on him. That goes out the window because they actually put a range now on the effect of the corrosive skin. So Morphling can't do that kind of stuff. So there's no joke kills coming up that way. If he does die though to it, I would laugh my ass off, even with the limitations. And a puck.
Navi's
So they're actually
turn
assuming,
to
because
ban.
I actually think that's a Dendy. I think that's a Dendy Morphling, not a Horst Morphling. But they banned the puck anyway. It would have been a nice controller in the team fight, but at the same
10
time, I'm looking at this
seconds
going, you could just pick yourself up a really nice hard carry.
5 seconds remaining.
I kind of actually also want to see the PA. They banned the Doombringer again.
Radiant team.
It's a
pick.
control hero from the Morphling, but there has to be more than that. Like, sure, Doombringer is a bit of a pain up against the Morphling. He's really good for money. But it would be way too passive on the lanes, which makes me think that we're actually looking... I don't want to say an anti-mage in this game.
Anti-mage.
We get it from Power Rangers anyway,
Navi's
so I guess I have no
turn to
choice but to say anti-mage. But I think we're looking at a big primary core coming up from Na'Vi. Could be in the hands of a fate. They banned the Void. The PA is still a nice choice, but you need someone... A PA can survive without mana. It's just mean you can't like blink and blink and blink and blink all the time. And I might still be proved wrong. Like, we could, in fact, still get the
10
Queen of Pain.
seconds remaining.
Coming up, that's a up against the
5
Animage.
seconds remaining.
Animage is a really good pickup against the Morphling, but he's gonna be able to stay in close. So they probably want to have a bit more of a controller hero.
Reserve time.
I know the Skywrath, the SK can already do a lot of that work, and Morphling waveforming away and able to actually take a copy of the Animage means they get their own mana burn anyway. So now we have a lot to play with. Power Rangers, they just want to buy a space in their lanes. Their laning is actually quite unusual, because this means they're going to push the Legion Commander to the offlane. Either that or they run an aggro tri-lane with Ogre, Wisp, as well as Legion Commander. But getting kills up against both the Skywrath Mage as well as the
10
Nature's
seconds
Prophet,
remaining.
that's difficult. And they go with Ancient Apparition, which means... Wait, whoa, hang on, please. Oh, please, Dendy, do not switch your hero. This is classic. Okay, I don't know if Nahaz is tuning in or anybody that's tuning in with a stats man, but someone try and track down the last time Dendy actually played an Ancient Apparition. I'm going to feel like a twat. Like, I've been working on a lot of other stuff recently, so I haven't followed Dendy's games 100% to the letter. In fact, I'm going to double check the last 10 games right now of Dendy's to find out what the hell's been going on. So, Dendy's last games, has he played an Ancient Apparition? The answer is no. Since the 2nd of October, he has not played an Ancient Apparition. We've gone through Death Prophets, Brewmasters, Shadow Fiends, Invokers, Ursas, but we haven't had an Ancient Apparition. It's a very old school kind of thing for him, where you ran as a solo mid. You get a lot of damage early on. I think the Cold Feet was a little bit more effective back then, though. And, well, yeah. But, yeah, someone let me know the last official time that we actually had a Dendy Ancient Apparition. It is a solo mid build, too. Like, it's an old talisman with 2 tangos. He is most definitely going a solo mid Ancient Apparition. And this was back in the times when you're, like, doing Rubik and Shaman as solo mids. So FNG takes the support SK, Vanskor supports Skywrath Mage, Funnick is the Death Prophet, and then Avors is the last one as the very boss set Morphling. Now they'll find Anti-Mage. FNG's the only one that can get a stun here. But Anti-Mage already leveled up a Blink. Oh, J4, he's pretty close. But FNG's too far away. So as far as the line from Power Rangers, so they're going to have Shashlo here in the middle lane as the Viper. Cheshire Cat will be the offlane Legion Commander. And that leaves J4 as well as Saniko. The Ogre Magi as well as the Wisp down here. And that leaves Sonra as the anti-mage on the bottom lane. Taking up the core role down here. And they're going to jump. Looking for Vanskor. Have also come in. The Ignite doesn't spill over, but the Burrow Strike from FNG catching out 2 heroes. Vanskor, he's already left the concussion shot the waveform in. They got more damage. Vanskor hits it up the hill. The double damage room will spawn on the bottom, but they're looking now for a kill on J4. They won't be long before the concussor shot. 6 seconds, and they actually kill off J4 before that. You've actually got maybe Sunra. He reaches Vanskor. They're going to kill on the Animage. He'll leap himself down right now at the double damage room. Phoenix TP will be on cooldown, but first blood spilt by Na'Vi. They get a 2-for-1 trade-off. Sure, the Animage will pick up 1 kill, which is nice for him. But you got good experience across the board. You got some good money coming into a Skywrath Mage early on, all reliable gold. So even though he died, he wouldn't have lost anything. And now they'll settle themselves into their lanes.
Denied.
So we get Horvorst off lane as the Morphling, teaming up here with Vanskor, who again is just going to zone out this Anti-Mage. He can't fight this. And the Wisp can't zone out a Skywrath Mage. It doesn't work that way. While in mid lane, the Ancient Apparition is going up against the Viper, and that leaves Funnick on the top lane up against the Legion Commander. So that wraps up our lanes again. But this Anti-Mage, PMS or not, it's gonna be tough. These boys from Power Rangers, the supports, they missed the pull through. That's why Sunra's trying to keep the creep wave up a little bit further, and he'll take a little bit of extra damage because of this. He's only done 3 tangos, but that means they're going to jump in through the side. They're searching for Vanskor. They've only got Ignite, so there's no stun. The Vanskor, okay, FNG, he wants the Burrow Strike on Wisp, he's going to get it too. They need more damage, Morphling, there's your waveform down, and they got him. 3-1 now in favor of Na'Vi. The Anti-Mage going to mana burn over on a Vorst. He doesn't have a lot left to play around with, but the orb is now up here from Vanskor. He couldn't get the last attack off. The tether slow was enough to control him. The Vorst will go down, Vanskor being slapped in the face by the balls, and now he moves over to FNG. No mana for a Burrow Strike, no second level, so there's no Sandstorm either. So we'll go 3-3 and some really good rebuttal kills coming out here from Power Rangers. They only lost the Wisp, they didn't lose the Anti-Mage. And that's probably their bigger thing right now. How's the other lanes looking? You got Cheshire Cat 9-for-4 up against a 3-for-1. So a heavy win coming the way of the Legion Commander on this top lane of Funnick. He's not really feeling too confident about this. 377 movement speed. Once she drops down that overwhelming odds, so easily able to chase down into Funnick. Just pushing him back every single time. And Denny's Ancient Apparition, 10-for-8 here in the middle lane, a 1-1-1 build. It does mean that because you're running a solo mid Ancient Apparition,
Tis mine.
you're going to be able to get that Ice Blast up a lot earlier on. And that means also Aghanim's upgrade a lot earlier on. And that also means that Wisp and Legion Commander are going to be less useful. It might be a reason too why Press the Attack won't be massively leveled up. Like, the bonus attack speed is nice, but the HP regen of 60 is even nicer for 5 seconds duration. Just for bonus attack speed, it may not be worth it. So we're actually going like a 4-1-4 build for a while might be a better choice. Alright, so actually, to the guys who tweeted me out over at Toby1 Dota, thank you very much. It seems our last Ancient Apparition Dandy game on record was 28 days ago up against Denial Esports. That was the last Ancient Apparition played by Dendy, 28 days ago. So he's pulling it back out of his bag of tricks. Vanskor, alright, his job now, Cheshire Cat off the top lane. That's his job. Vorst moved up, and now FNG's the man to soak up the off lane. He's actually quite okay down here, because remember, Wisp as well as Ogre Magi can't do anything about a Sandstormed SK. So you actually can just leave him on the lane with a level 2 Sandstorm. He'll push the lane out a hell of a lot by doing it, but he'll get a lot of experience and gold from it. Charge slow. Look at the look at the damage output from that.
Regeneration.
Oh, that's only over the space of 1 second, and that was able to happen. And that was a Cold Feet Vortex Chilling Touch combo, which is still a 3-1-3. If he had an ultimate, then... Well, actually, that mid lane is dead. The Viper is dead then. There's no way out of it. It'd actually be toast if everything connected. Even if the Cold Feet didn't actually trigger, it's the damage over time is 62.5. With the Vortex buff up. It's increased magical damage, and, well, it is a magical Cold Feet. So he's amplifying himself. FNG. He's not to his level 3 just yet. He's going to say hello to J4. And J4 is going to throw almost everything he's got at him. FNG just hide in the tree line, munching a tango. I'm pretty certain he just wants to just Sandstorm in front of this creep wave. because there's a lot of experience. Okay, level 3, and now he can sit inside the lane a lot more confidently. So move in and just Sandstorm. Nothing the anti-mage can do about it. The creep wave won't do any damage to the tower, and you get easy experience. The Ice Blast, there goes your Viper. The Orb will actually make sure he ticks down far enough. And with the TP in from Funnick, they're even able to catch out the Viper. So you've just lost your 2 cores, your mid and your top, within a 5-second gap.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That is problematic. Especially when Nature's Prophet was so isolated, he got solo experience from it. This means the Funnick can actually buy a very early Blade Mail if he wants to. FNG. Being such a nuisance. Mana burn in once, but it's only 50 mana for every single Sandstorm. Dendy, he's going to die here in the middle lane. That's kind of like the bad point of an Ancient Apparition. There's no escape mechanism. There's no easy stun. And there's no tank ability to try and survive any kind of engagement like that. So he's a very easy hero to kill off in the mid lane. Funnick. Well, that's an aggressive TP in. J4 will turn and Funnick's like, wait. Please no, please no. They need to get him in front. J4 needs to get in front of Funnick right now, and he can do it. Actually, the ulti is coming in. Shashlo. Oh, Soniko. Sorry, he's going to get hit by this. FNG, they need to reach him. Then he's right behind. That's going to be a solo kill over on the Wisp. They won't be able to catch up to J4, however. But that's still a Wisp for a Prophet. And you're leaving anti-mage space in the bottom lane to farm. They're going to go again now on Shashlo. The Cold Feet. It's not going to trigger in time. Denny with no ultimate either. Throwing out Vortex after Vortex. J4 looking for some stuns. He's going to get 2. Cheshire Cat going at the duel. The Burrow Strike. They need to stop Cheshire Cat from attacking. The Cold Feet as well. Going to hold him there. 1 charge from Vanskol will keep him alive. FNG will go down. The Wiz coming in. The Ice Blast ensures the kill on Cheshire Cat. Denny's actually the only man standing when that kill ended up happening. That's a 2-for-2 trade-off. Shashlo forcing Denny back deeper under his tier 1 tower. But a 2-for-2 trade-off in the mid. Damage done. Wow, it's 100% equal. 1998, boys. Wonderful, wonderful year. Time to go back to the future. Meanwhile, up on top lane, forced back to his farming. 34 for 12, really not as spectacular as the 47 for 20, with the 1 kill in favor of the anti-mage, of course. Whereas the 1 death and 3 assists for a Morphling. And that's why Morphling's at 2.7k and anti-mage is at 3.6k. But FNG, again, to be a nuisance. It's not going to take away too many of the life points of the anti-mage. With that Ring of Health, a level 2 Sandstorm really isn't that intimidating. And FNG actually ended up going into its 3rd point Burrow Strike as opposed to Sandstorm. So he's going for a fighting kind of play here. They're looking at the Legion Commander again. TP support's coming from FNG. The Ice Blast, it's going to hit perfectly. They're going to get the Burrow Strike. Too far away, but it doesn't matter. They sealed him up. When you think about it, that's actually a hell of a lot of amplification. Now, revenge kills, trying to get him in. But then again, Sonito can't stay alive long enough to get him forced down. But Funnick also TP's in. J4 buying some space with his Fire Blast. There's no mana for the Burrow Strike from FNG. But J4 and Shashlo dropping low again. Ice Blast off cooldown, 8 seconds time. And again, it's a level 1, so it's not enough damage to really kill off anybody.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's still a 2-for-1 trade-off with the Wisp and Legion going down for the Morphling. In this case, I'd probably say it's worth it. The anti-mage's getting so far ahead. The combos is all it really counts for Na'Vi. If they can get their combos off, then the Morphling will eventually catch up. And the Morphling is better in the late game than the anti-mage. At the same time, with the anti-mage getting this big, yeah, it's probably not going to be as effective. Because you probably won't get yourself to the late game. If he's able to finish this Battle Fury at the rate he started. And that might be the reason why FNG's coming straight back down here with Vanskol. There's no Mystic Flare, so they don't really have a great controller, but then again, Burrow Strike is going to hit, and it did! The Seal's in with the Orb damage. That's an anti-mage dead. Man, that AA ulti. This is... Okay. I really actually want to flag this for people out there. Go back and look at some old replays of how Dendy and Ferrari used to play the solo mid Ancient Apparition. I think it was... Oh, which tournament was it? I think it was actually like the original G League that I was casting. And I remember that Ferrari, it basically was a nerdgasm. She might actually be the G League finals in, like, second G League finals. Oh, I can't remember which tournament it was. Either way, Ferrari, this guy, he had more kills than the other team, like everyone combined. And the reason why it ended up happening was because he just sat middle lane and every single Ice Blast connected. I think he threw out something like 20 Ice Blasts in this game, and only one of them missed. And now Danny has to kill him mid lane. With the double seals, the Ice Blast to connect, Cheshire Cat's gone. Again, another Wisp relocate in to try and save him. But it comes way too late, and rightly so. He can't get there in time.
Is under attack.
Even if he can actually tether himself in, he can't heal up the Legion Commander. He'll give him movement speed, but that's not enough. The combos are already going to connect. Yeah, but maybe someone could go out there, make a forum post over on Join Dota, and try and list some of the old games, some of the great moments, some highlight videos, things like that. As it really was great. Ice Blast back off cooldown, 3 seconds. FNG will wait for this. The creep camps aren't going to spawn up for the moment. And Denny's going to have to really predict where Sun Ra is going to move to.
Dire's top tower is
And now he's actually
attack.
underneath the tower, so we can't predict it that far. I can guarantee that Denny's spending half of his time looking at this middle lane. Actually, probably even 20% of his time looking at the middle lane. And 80% looking around as like trying to predict where the other heroes are moving. In the meantime, Avor still has more and more space being created. And this Battle Fury from the Anti-Mage getting delayed and delayed. FNG in the tree line. Now, Burrow Strike, Seal, Mystic Flare, that may just be enough. And it is. The Sandstorm able to reach him.
You were expecting Sandy Claus.
Because another one of those like, hey, let's seal him up and we're going to increase magical damage of 45%. And then you add a Vortex into that one to get the increased damage of 30%. And every bit of damage which is being dealt right now from Na'Vi, as far as like even like all forms of burst damage, is magical. Everything is amplified. Getting through a hero who does have, hey, sure, like magic resistance is 25%, but with all this amplification, I don't think you give two hoots. Oakham and Shy, there's another relocate coming in, and it's going to be in with Sharshlo. So they can attack into Denny. They will get the kill here, but the Wrath of Nature, they've already got the seal on the Wisp, so this is going to actually strand Sharshlo. He's been sprouted up, so he can't chase on any further. The TP out will not happen in time. Wave forward from Avors ensures to kill the Viper. So Dendy goes down. They get some nice money out from this one. But the amount they gave back was just, they even had buyback out from the Wisp. So that's a huge amount of money being lost for the Wisp. And really, he didn't help anybody by buying back. By the time he bought back, the damage was already done. And this is what happens when you got like multiple versions of amplification. You get quick kills across the board. And by the time you do react, a buyback doesn't do anything for you because you got too many teammates just pushing up the daisies. Sonra as that Anti-Mage. Still, like, Perseverance, that's okay. And he did build treads as well as Poor Man Shields. The Battle Fury timing's quite okay. FNG again. This guy's got a Blink Dagger. They can't control him. They literally can't. He can Sandstorm and Blink. And then Burrow. J4's actually coming quite close to him. He's got to duke it out for a couple of seconds. 12 seconds into the tree line, the Ice Blast. There's no one coming into the lane. So there's no follow-up from this. And Vanskill was kind of hoping for it. He'll actually break his smoke on the bottom lane too. While Cheshire Cat and J4 are going to smoke up themselves. This Legion Commander still unable to win a duel so far. Havors just waveforms himself away to safety. Spirit Balls again. Not making life too easy. Wisp, literally Goku. Are they coming in for middle lane? It looks like it. Most oldies are up. In fact, there goes your duel. This time there is a winner. And it will be Cheshire Cat. 10 points of damage coming into him. The Observer Wall being planted by FNG. That was very obvious. Mainly because he did it right underneath the Irradiant Observer Ward. So FNG preps the Epicenter, and he gets it off with the seal on the Anti-Mage. He's going to get the kill. The Burrow Strike down. The Mystic Flare was actually looking for someone to follow in. He does have Sandstorm, and they have no way to get him out of this. He just needs time for the Blink Dagger to come off cooldown. Unfortunately for him, Sharshlo's staying on top of him, which is keeping his Blink Dagger on cooldown. And he can't Burrow Strike away, so he'll walk and try and get the tree lines. Finds J4, moves down a little bit further. 1 second. Oh! You're so close. The Mage Charge will go again, and FNG is actually killing himself right now on Corrosive Skin. He needs some help, and that's what's coming in from Vanskol. Sharshlo backs up. The Ice Blast is actually going to connect on J4. He can blink down one attack from FNG, but Funnick actually just says hello anyway. The Ice Blast was enough damage. That's a level 2 now. Benskol was able to get a bit of a glimpse over on Shashlo,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
but no control. Concussive shot on cooldown, and Funnick wants the tier 1 tower down. So Workmashai finally does take a fall after, I think Viper also realized just how much time he was wasting keeping a Blink Dagger on cooldown with Corrosive Skin. So Viper needs to be farming, not sitting back. Especially when you got an Aegis Prophet who didn't actually go into a Blade Mail. I saw this before in his inventory, but kind of moved on to a different point. That's the fact that he's walking around with the side of his Orchid. Horvorst, Mana Burn's real pain in the ass, but the same thing can happen the way of Sunra. They found a target, Cheshire Cat. Ice Blast is coming in. They need control of him. FNG. Oh, he's a little bit too far away. The concussive shot's going to come in too. They need to seal him up. A little bit too late. The Orchid will be done. J4's already come in. And, well, blink away very quickly by FNG. Needs to keep his distance here. Shashlo, for some reason, dragged down 5 million spectators to the bottom lane, telegraphing where he's moving. Speaking of that, Observer Ward. Sentry Ward will drop, and he should have seen that. But he wants to be closer to Dendi. Dendi has a regeneration rune and a 4-star. He's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Multicast and the relocate in. Okay, now they're definitely controlling Dendi. I'm not gonna understate that at all. Like, Dendi now is 4 for 4 on this Ancient Apparition. But I still feel like Na'Vi have the upper hand in this, primarily because, like, Wisp isn't doing anything for his team. Horvorst is getting so damn fat. In fact, now we'll take the kill on the top lane. Orchid's a bitch.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But they can kill off Ancient Apparition all they want to. Na'Vi achieved what they wanted to from the AA. They got him up to a quick level 2 ultimate, and that's what they really needed. Now, blink into Sandstorm. The concussive shot to Anti-Mage, Pyro Strike, Seal, Mystic Flare. The Meg Charge will go from Shashlo, keeping him up. Ancient Apparition only just respawning. Now the towers will be killed off. FNG's going to burn. They ignite. It's a large portion of damage. It might have been worthwhile for Na'Vi just to let that tower go and not try and fight it, because they needed the Ancient Apparition ultimate. As you saw just how effective that mech was. That's what it was. WPA in 2013. October. Is it really then? It really feels like longer than that. It really feels a lot longer ago than that. Like, it feels back in the days when Warcraft 3 Dota was still being played. Now bottom lane, again Shashlo, relocate FNG, he waits for it. Forest strikes into the epicenter, they have no way to cancel this, and the damage will be enough to kill off the Wisp. Dendi, 4 staffs away. That last attack though, it reached him from the Wisp. The orb attack will kill off the Wisp as well. 1 second relocate, no it won't, he lives. Bottle charges was enough, Fence gone now. Is it time? No, it's not. 2 heroes lost here from Na'Vi, and they're going to lose control of this game if they're not careful. They may have already done that. They had a big advantage, but PR is now starting to get combos off. And with it, they're going to gain a lot of experience, a lot of gold, and more importantly, momentum. There's Blink Dagger and a Legion Commander with level 2 duel. Only waiting 50 seconds between each one. There's that bonus damage and the duration longer. So the chance of the kill and the control timer is also being increased as well. Make more Funnics. It's like a Vorst. It's going to build into a Lincoln Sphere. Again, it's another lineup which doesn't really have a lot that can trigger a Lincoln Sphere. This is the reason, again, why he's building into it. He knows how strong he can be with it. Are they going to use the Nature's Prophet replica to tank? It can't attack, but it can tank. Now the Observer will be placed. Funnick, he can wait to summon his tree army. He's got a lot of mana up his sleeve anyway. I should see him switching to the Intel Treads just so he doesn't waste any part of it. The Ice Blast. Oh, they already found an opening. Oh, that's bigger. That's actually 100% Roshan now. Without a Legion Commander, they can't contest. And that means Aegis the Immortal goes the way of a Vorst. He's already dropped his bottle for it. Funnick, pick up bottle. Pick up bottle. Pick up. Is the courier coming up for that? Maybe it is. TP coming in from Funnick. Sprout. He's actually holding in position for a while. It's going to wait until he use the Orchid. So then they can actually combine everything else on top of him. Because if he used the Orchid straight away, like, it wouldn't make any effect. Like, there's no escape abilities he'll be using. So we waited out until all the damage from Na'Vi was going to arrive. Now Dendi, more trouble for him. There's a lot of vortexes down the ground. But then, in comes Sonya. 4 staff away, but the Mana Void. What for a range is that?
Dire's
huge
top tower
range.
is under attack.
Purified.
He's going to bring down the Ancient Apparition and then take the tier 1 tower to boot. Battle Fury and
Dire's top
2.7k
tower
gold.
has fallen.
19 minutes in. Solo experience in gold coming in as well for the Ancient Apparition. For the
Radiant's
anti-mage.
middle tower is under
Because it was
attack.
just so far away from the rest of his teammates, they don't get any joy from it. Oh, we're relocating. Looks like it's time to duel. I still find it amusing he's a winner on that one, even though it's the Aegis the Immortal. So he gets through one life, but divorced. Waveforms up, the courier delivers in the Lincoln Sphere. He's got a little bit of protection right now. Jumps out to the replicant on the Vanscore into the other side of the tree line. As the 5th player of Na'Vi bringing in the cover fire items for the core 5, or in this case 4 of Na'Vi. The Observer Ward again watching him. He'll have to get the seal off straight away. Ah, too late. The Ice Blast is going to be off target. I don't think Sunya saw him though. Waveform down. Where's that seal? He needs someone from blinking again. They've done it. With the Vortex, the Mystic Flare well off target. But the Adaptive Strike, even this damn thing is magical damage. And with the seal on him, and he was right on top of a Vortex.
Warriors of the wood.
He's putting a magnifying glass on a Sun Ray.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Another kill going the way of
Dire's
Na'Vi. The tier 1
structures
tower in the middle lane
fortified.
trying to be taken by Shashlo. He's got a little bit of extra help. And looks like Prophet's going to come in for a denial
Dire's
here.
middle tower is under attack.
he's TPing inside the tree line, but not all the trees exist. But when he TPs in, he'll have to attack instantly. It's the only way he'll protect his tier 1 tower. Shout out to all the guys as well that just picked apart so many different statistics about Dendy's Ancient Apparition. Hope you enjoy the research. Hope you guys find the old replays as well. That's some good stuff. Alright, so hopefully we don't have this Skywrath Mage gone for too long. And the battle can continue pretty shortly. I think Na'Vi want to lose any kind of momentum in this game. If you're seeing it right now. Actually, let's just run through our items nice and quickly too. So we're getting a Blade Mail build-up here into the Legion Commander. Obviously, now that you don't lose all your passive abilities, then you got to have stuff like Blade Mail. Return that damage in. Battle Fury and Yasha, so more than likely looking for a mana-style dodge on some of these abilities, or at least to break free of that seal in the future. You got a mech
Dire's
pipe
middle
being
tower
built up
has
right
been
now
denied.
from the Viper. And that's basically all you got to write home about from most of the lineup of Power Rangers. While Na'Vi, they have there's Blink Dagger on SK, but doesn't need much more. I'm not looking at any
Radiant's
kind of
bottom
quick
tower
movement
is
out
under
from an
attack.
Aghanim Scepter from Dendy. The Vanscore is building in rather quickly into that Rod of Atos. Not taking him long at all. While the Vorst is still open for his next item. We're only 22 minutes in.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The fact that you're also just looking at Vanscore with that much money. He's
Radiant's
6'3",
bottom
12
tower is under
on this
attack.
Skywrath Mage. No wonder he's got all the cash in the world. They're basically turning the Skywrath now into a core role. Now, top lane's been pushed out. They're looking to relocate in
Radiant's
some help if they
bottom
need it.
tower is under
J4's
attack.
hovering around in case anyone opens up. And interesting item coming up from Funnick. A Desolator. Not many prophets still go for this item. I know I'm actually a big advocate for it. Primarily because I love the Prophet that focuses on split push more than
Radiant's
anything else. And the
bottom
Desolator is
tower is
perfect for
under
that.
attack.
FNG, Vortex, they scattered out
Dire's
Cheshire
top
Cat.
tower is
If he
under
didn't use his
attack.
Blink Dagger straight away then, he would have had a
Radiant's
chance.
bottom tower has
But I think he
fallen.
was hoping, what, Sandstorm?
Dire's
Cancel?
structures are fortified.
Top lane, Vanscore will come into defense. He's worth a lot if they kill him. Every time. Yeah, look at the ping coming out on Funnick too. It's like, yo guys, like this guy, he's walking around with the Deso. The primary goal I will assume now from Na'Vi is basically split push. Like that's all this is really going to come down to. You get 3-man gang squads. The Aegis Prophet can come in and help out in that one. You don't really have a lineup which has a lot of armor on it. Like the Ogre Messiah is not too bad with 11 points. The Viper with the mech is sitting at 16. They really, well, the trap has been perfectly set. But they need vision. This is the vision of the Radiant side right now. They do not see where Funnick is. And in fact, he's just going to TP out towards the mid lane. Looking over towards the Radiant Ancients. And now Legion Commander just flags the fact that he is here. Looks like a Vorce will be going into his own Manta style build as well. No tier 1 tower for pressure here. In fact, it's just the tier 2 in the mid and the top that's left. At the same time, though, Na'Vi only have their tier 2 towers left as well. So it's not as though anyone's really holding the control of map. 7,000 net worth. Yeah. Just under 5,000 in the experience.
Tower is under attack.
There isn't really that much that cannot be repaired separating these two teams. And that's repaired by Power Rangers. Let's need some good combos. And the Animage a little bit more space. He has Mana Style now fully done. Obviously he wants to keep his farming going.
Illusion.
But every bit of farm he gets, a force can turn against him by just taking a copy of him. So this is something he has to be very, very mindful of. Bottom lane, they're peeing out. Blink, Burrow, the Ice Blast. It's going to connect. There will be the Blade Melt down there, but with the Adaptive Strike, Cheshire Cat's going to just tick out from this one. And now Vanscore. Now the Relocate was in there, trying to go for a savior. But Vanscore, Mana Break, he'll pop. Good kill for the Anti-Mage, but he'll want more than this. You'll see Dendy, already a force TPing himself away to safety. The attempted stun coming too late. And Dendy trying to juke it out. He's got force off of Valor, pushes himself into the tree line to TP out. No Mana Void, and he actually, oh! The choke point! There was enough of a choke point here that not all the heroes, all the illusions could get in time. And it was only going to be one swing of that illusion to get the kill on him. Dendy escaping by the skin of his teeth. But Sun Ra is already going to try and force out this bottom lane. The Ice Blast, a little bit off target. FNG would have blinked to Burrow if that did connect. I think he's still feeling quite confident in himself. Hearing an Orchid. And it's over on the Viper. Actually, does he tick out from that? The Orchid's already had its effect in the pipe. Morphling, waveforms in. He's going to replicate. He needs an Adaptive Strike connection. Doesn't get it. Once he realized the Wisp would come in, Vorse knew he could not get the kill. 3 seconds until waveform to safety. They brought a lot of help in for that one. It's like bottom lane. Sun Ra again, just having some good times. FNG straight into the Sandstorm, taking no risk up against this Anti-Mage. How long until Roshan? Another minute and a half until potential spawn time. So Na'Vi do go back into their farm. And Vor's still a little bit off having that Mana Style. And actually Dendy bypassing the Axe. So you run a solo mid Ancient Apparition, but you don't build in you don't build into having like the normal item. In fact, if I check out what he did before, because someone actually was nice enough to send me his build from last time. So in the last game which he won, which was 28 days ago, it was a Mech 4-star Scythe of Ice Arcane Boots build. So far we have everything but the Mech. And they actually don't even have one of those in their team. So it's the same copy of the build, but no Aghanims upgrade. You'll have to actually go back to June 17th in 2013 to find the Aghanims upgrade over on his Ancient Apparition. That was the second last game of him playing Ancient Apparition. So more of a control build. Well, the tier 2 tower now going to be forced down the top lane. Another just harassment. It's nothing more than that. The Force SD really wants to chip away at the towers and just keep that pressure on. And try and force some kind of extra reaction. But the Force jump to the Replicate in the bottom lane. And Sun Ra again forced out. They're looking for an opening. Well, it is. It's time to duel! And Cheshire Cat's the winner! 27 victories on this set. Nicely done, man. Nicely done.
Dominating.
At the same time, it looks like, well, Morphling's already caught out one here, which is the Anti-Mage, while Skywrath Mage catches out the Ogre Magi. And that Anti-Mage is the one caught in the bottom lane. Looks like Funix Orchid going to work again. Must have caught him with his Mana Style down. Either that or they followed the correct target. With a Blink Dagger over on Funix, it's not really that easy for an Anti-Mage to escape. It's like this Nature's Prompt is built for one job and one job alone. Bring down this Anti-Mage. And it's kind of like the right thing. It's actually not the one thing alone. His split pushing abilities with these items is absolutely perfect. Not to mention when they go for the next Roshan, it's also going to be rather quick. Because they're adding a negative armor to their pile of tricks now. So you got negative armor, you got amplification of magical damage. If that shotgun ever arrives from Horvorst, I don't like the chances of anybody over on the Power Rangers lineup. And Navi's already grouping up to try and actually hit him hard. But the Observer Wall got scouted out. Looks like a gem over an FNG is the one looking for it. Almost 7.5k advantage in both gold and experience. Another Ice Blast, Cheshire Cat. She cops the hit from it. So he'll drop down a little bit lower, but it's not an Aghanim's upgrade. It's not a level 3 ulti either. So because of that, there really isn't that as much presence as you'd think from the AA ulti. It's really just more about the amplification to control. And now they're going to go again. Rod of Vatos, slowing down Sharshlo. Cheshire Cat jumping in. Nice relocate save. Actually managed to dodge out FNG's Burrow Strike as well. So the Wisp was able to bring him back, and already the straight in TP. Sharshlo wants back the front lines. They do have a Viper replica at the moment, battling in the mid. As J4 finds Dandy, triple multicast, but they're keeping them split up. The Burrow Strike into the Viper, and J4 very much isolated until now. In comes Sunra. Picks up the Ancient Apparitions. There is Seal available. It's already been used. The Rod of Atos is there, and Mana Break. Oh, wow, that hurts. The Burrow Strike, though, and a Force. He lives. It's a double kill for him, though. We'll still lose the Skywrath Mage. FNG into the tree line. He's also got this gem. He needs to get out of here. Burrow Strike, 1 second. The Mana Burning Illusions was not helping him. So the gem goes down, but it's actually in the tree line. They may not have noticed this. Yeah, they did. They did. While Forced, he's got no mana. He wanted to wait for the 30-minute rune, but couldn't get there in time. He's thrown everything he's got into his strength ball off. Na'Vi get genocided by Power Rangers. They just don't have the stability during these fights. And the Mana Void from the Anti-Mage, it couldn't have hit two better targets for Power Rangers. Now they're going to back out of the pit. They can't do it. Ancient Apparition's up in a moment and just throw an Ice Blast onto Roshan. And then that is over. But he never actually threw it. So now Na'Vi, they're still two games ahead. If they can hold on, they can go to the land finals. But Power Rangers, it's that momentum kicking up. 62 points of not stolen damage, because it doesn't get taken away, of gained damage from her victories for Cheshire Cat. 18 bonus damage and a 5.5 second duration on his ultimate. And they're trying to be quick about this. There is an epicenter available here for the SK. And the rest are just keeping their distance, and they're going to find a target. Epicenter being prepped by FNG. Blink, Burrow Strike, Ice Blast, Viper, goodbye. That was a quick send-off. The top lane still being forced out by the Anti-Mage, but with Roshan down to half-life, they can go in and try and finish this one. Cheshire Cat, Vorst, trying to cause some troubles for him. And now you go TP in from Funnick. He's got no way to stop the TP. Adaptive Strike? No, they don't have enough damage straight away either. So Legion Commander is away to safety.
Is under attack.
Well, the Anti-Mage has pushed at the top lane. So far, the T2 tower is under pressure. Vanscore, he can seal him. He found out which one was the right one, but FNG misses the Burrow Strike. Into the Sandstorm with the Wrath of Nature. The relocate will come in again. Can't believe how much Power Rangers keep relocating for saving. More than anything else, they've been doing this. Like, more than ganking, they've been doing this.
Has fallen to the dire.
Now drag him back down towards the mid lane, but Roshan belongs to a Vorst now. The Aegis Immortal in his belly. Funnick going back to his farming. That side device for him is on the way. It's kind of like one of those points too where you still wonder, like, what was really the point of the Ancient Apparition? No, it's all about, like, the burst damage early on. Ooh, troublesome. Dandy throws the ulti out. Have minimal effect right now. In fact, he's going to get dueled. The Aegis Immortal's already gone at Dandy, getting wiped. Bonus damage up to now 80 points. FNG, Burrow's trying to go through only one real hero and two illusions, but they want this Wisp dead. Havor's can't reach him. He's out of mana. Nature's Prophet's managed to kill up the Ogre Magi in the meantime. Damn, he's actually doing a lot of damage into Cheshire Cat, who can't come free. No Quelling Blade. Burrow's tried to go through too with the Mystic Flare into Sonra. But Legion Commander, that's one way to pull him out of the Sandstorm.
Help you.
And even easy, overwhelming odds. The berating can start up.
Dire's middle tower
Big
is
advantage
under
coming the
attack.
way here of Power Rangers. See how much pressure they can apply with Pipe as well as Mech. A lot of this damage from Na'Vi just not really having as much of effect. The Anti-Mage is in a perfect position.
Radiant's bottom tower
He needs
is
one
under
camp.
attack.
All he's got to do is actually blink up, take this camp, and he has a heart. It looks like he's going to move over instead and go for the Ancients. It's a double stack, so why not? Full heart over on an Ancient App or on an Anti-Mage. The Wisp is even able to pick up a Heaven's Halberd. Power Rangers looking fantastic. Full BKB completed as well for Cheshire Cat. 4 staff, pipe, mech. The only person who's basically, well, the sacrifice is J4. 2.6k net worth out of a 34-minute game. He's just been the sacrifice. 7-2-12. Not the greatest thing in the world, but even if he gets like a triple multicast with his Fire Blast, he already does his job during the fights. So he knows that. It all comes down to the random generator on him. Giving him extra money isn't really worth it. For Vorst, so to find Sunra again. He's got the Wisp right behind him. Blink, Fire Strike, Fan Score, Mystic Flare's gonna go. They got the Seal as well, the Wisp, he goes down. The Adaptive Strike will connect. Now with the Ice Blast, but the Mana Void again! Oh, that Anti-Mage, he's caused so many problems. Vorst able to get the kill inside the tree line. We'll jump out to the Replicant in the bottom lane. And now the epicenter in from FNG. Revenge kill into the Ogre Magi. And Vorst is pushing as quickly as he possibly can on that bottom lane. Not really much game from either team, though. They're even Stevens across the board at the moment. Up to 3k difference. The experience for the first time in almost 30 minutes will go the way of the Power Rangers. But the farm's still coming in for that Morphling.
Dire's top tower
Sitting
is
at
under attack.
roughly 1,300 gold away from having his butterfly done. But that will cost him his buyback. Now I'll probably look at a Blink to Burrow Strike with the Sandstorm to follow up, just to push the creep wave back. In the Mana Style, and Vorst going to waveform so they can find, well, the real Anti-Mage, but he got himself stuck in the tree line for the moment.
Has been denied.
And we'll just TP out to safety. Morphling will deny the tower. And the Ice Blast, Cheshire Cat. And he blinks and then TPs. No chill effect, it was just low enough. They didn't fly over the top of him. 27-32 now. Power Rangers again going to group themselves up. They're walking around with that gem nicely purchased for them by Na'Vi. Stolen during the genocide. Cheshire Cat as well. Really good damage on this Legion Commander. And it's a beautiful thing about a Legion Commander. He can function very much like a Phantom Assassin. You don't need a damage dealing item on him to make it work. And you could still dish out a lot of deeps. All you need is just a little bit of momentum. And that's exactly what Cheshire Cat's got. Now Blink, it's time to Burrow Strike. But it's a trap! Vanscore, it's time to duel! Winner! In that corner. FNG, Sandstorm, Blink, tree line. He's holding on to it. And now he's going to get spotted. Blink's over. Burrow Strike available. He wanted to go east. Try and bait him in, but now FNG's going to lose his life as well. It's a double kill for the Wisp. More money into him. More earn charges as well. And a dual victory for the Legion Commander, now ripping over 116 bonus damage into this Legion. And they're going to go even further. Tier 3 tower on the top lane. Every ult is going to be back up by the time they reach it. The SK is still down. Have we got buybacks? No, we do not. Short by 875 gold. Skyrise up in 18 seconds. Wrath of Nature, 10 seconds on cooldown. They'll have to use their fortification here pretty early. And Anti-Mage hitting hard when he gets charged up like that. Then they're going to duel over on a Vorst, but he's able to, wait, walk himself away? You can't walk away from a duel. That's not honorable.
Dire's top tower.
But the top tower is going to get melted down. The Mystic Flare forcing him off. The Orchid as well, and the Anti-Mage. But the Pipe is easily able to protect him. The Mech Charge hasn't even been used yet. But the SK is back to the world of the living now, and he has his Epicenter available. Also a Ghost Scepter. I know there was always some problems where you could walk away from a duel before with different abilities, but like with you can't. You're meant to be able to find it directly. You go into a duel and all of a sudden Legion Commander dies. What the hell? Liquid Sphere is meant to block, but again, hang on. Whoa. Of course, he's so far out. The Spirits are going to come out and he's just like, yo guys, like they're here, the duel. Morphling waveforms him. He's trying to get the revenge kill over onto the Wisp. He's focusing him down, but then a Vorst, the Mana Void again. That bonus damage just to bring down the remaining life points. Funnick, oh there's a Rod of Owie. Being used to slow down the Anti-Mage. Cheshire Cat blinks himself in. And the relocate, it's coming in from the Wisp. He wants to buff up the enemies. There's no, actually there is a fortification still available. Did he just bring the extra items too? No, that was just the courier. The butterfly arrived for the AM. But they've lost their creep wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And you're already seeing FNG doing what he believes is right. Oh, then again,
Radiant
Phonic,
structures
get
are
out of there.
fortified.
He blinks. And they managed to force Cheshire Cat to come back. While up on
Dire's
top lane,
structures are fortified.
Sunra goes again. Vanscore, he's got Mystic Flare trying to push him back off the
Dire's
tower.
top tower.
But they've used their fortification, the
Dire's
pipe
top
will now
tower
trigger.
has fallen.
So any kind of range harassment doesn't do anything. I think Na'Vi realizes this top ranks is toast. They cannot stop this.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
So FNG forced out the middle lane.
Dire's top barracks has
Phonic tried to
fallen.
force the bottom lane out as far as he could.
Radiant's middle
Even to jump in,
tower is
Phonic.
under attack.
Orchid, Sprout to give him the vision up on the high ground. And now FNG, Burrow Strike too far away. The Ghost Scepter.
Dire's middle
Is it that? No, it's just the
tower has
Heaven
fallen.
Talbot that was triggered. Trying to buy some
Radiant's
time.
middle tower is
The Urn
under
Charge
attack.
will tick him down most of the way. Phonic blinks up. Actually missed on one of those hits. It's the Halberd going to work. Meanwhile, in middle lane, the melee rack is going to go down. At the same time, Animage on the sidelines. Yes, she has buyback available. The Burrow Strike catching out the Viper, and the rotation in from Phonic. The Orchid's back off cooldown again, and now you'll see the amplification really start to kick in. The gem being dropped, Phonic with the triple kill. And now up to 3.5k in the gold. Large amount of money. Even just for that one Viper kill, they got 4.2k. The gold up by 1,000 over on the profit. But overall, Na'Vi just got a huge advantage back then. They got him down for a while. Roshan, potential spawn time within like the next 10-15 seconds. More importantly, this Nature's Prophet is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And while you might be a full top racks down, as well as the mid racks, the Nature's Prophet as well as the Morphling can easily do this. Now duel with the BKB. Havor's in trouble. The follow-up stuns, they can't kill him in time. FNG with the epicenter. Havor stands his ground for now. And FNG's already got one kill. They're down to only one player left. It's Cheshire Cat on the run. The Orchid with the Wrath of Nature. You should tick out from that. Cheshire Cat's down. The buybacks are available for everybody but the Wisp.
Fallen.
And they'll use it already on the Legion Commander. The creep wave's taking some time, but look at bottom lane. The treants are pushing in, so the backdoor regeneration's going to disappear. The Animage up in 10 seconds time. Na'Vi just want the towers. That'll open up the space for Phonic to do some work, but they're blinking themselves out. No point to risk it with no Alders, but then again, if they can reach someone, which they can't with Phonic's Burrow Strike. Animage is up again. Another fake Legion Commander just walking around. The bottom tier 3 tower also very, very low. If Na'Vi just win one big team fight, they could take 2 sets of racks in return. But I think Phonic just says, yo boys, this is what I want. This is what I need. And in fact, it's actually kind of what... Actually, would you even give it to a Vorst? He is dying rather quickly during the fights. They're trying to bring him down, but at the same time, in that last engagement, they couldn't do it. Phonic might even be better to have it on, just in case he gets caught in the split. At least give him the cheese. They're going to leave bottles all over the pit. And Dendy will be the man to take up the cheese. Prophet already TPing up. He'll take care of the side lane, while the rest of Na'Vi have to take care of that mid. And it looks like we already have a Demon Edge, so Monkey King Bar's on the way. Needed it, considering the Butterfly is already there on the Anti-Mage. So really great evasion for him. He's only one item slot away from being maxed. Oh, that's free gold right there, Dandy. Counter shot will slow him down. The Wisp relocate came in, but a little bit too late. Wrath of Nature trying to also force him back a little bit further. And now a Voss. Adaptive strike. One more so he can jump to the replicant and Phonic comes in. They can hit the middle racks right now. The bottom tier 2 tower is being attacked. The scribbling frantically coming out there from Ogre Magi saying, look home, boys. And they will defend it. But the tier 3 tower still goes down, and again, back to the defense from Na'Vi. The Force is the man to defend this for 3.4k gold now. Still buybacks on cooldown for Wisp as well as Legion Commander. SK, the only member of Na'Vi that cannot buy back. PR just have to calm themselves down here. The Animage is still nice and big. They just need to make sure they can find a way they can get to Megas. Even then if it's Megas, throwing away your life. Like, if you lose all 5 heroes, Na'Vi could potentially just punish you and get some counter racks. Na'Vi, of course, had the big problem of having that tier 2 tower in the top lane. But with the rate the Morphling is growing, and the size of the Nature's Prophet already. Actually, check out what's our net worth? They just profit's almost equal, par with the faces with the animate.
Uproot and after them.
I'm actually wondering if Power Rangers can finish this. There is a lot going up against them. The combo of Na'Vi, if it connects, then they're in a lot of trouble trying to push into that last lane. But then again, can they? Can they even get up there? The Ogre Magi can't come with them. Like, that's actually quite a large problem for him. He can't move across the map. There's no Force Staff, there's no Blink Daggers, there's nothing like this. In fact, he's the only man that's been set to a permanent defensive duty. You don't want to use your relocate to try and keep everyone away. It's a Vorce coming in with the DD rune too. Did not want to be part of this. Are they looking for a target? They found one, and that's a big one. That's the Animage on the sideline, and the Cheshire Cat. He came in. The buyback came out directly from Animage, but they've already lost one. The relocate save was attempted, and they know it. They're waiting for him. The tether will come out. They need to be quick. FNG knows it. In he comes. There's your tether away. They got the seal. That's not enough damage to finish the job. But the tier 2 tower will be lost for Power Rangers on the top lane. Na'Vi's middle lane hasn't pushed in far enough that they're worried about that. And in fact, right now, I'll be more worried if Funnick would TP towards the bottom lane and get a different set of racks. They want the tier 3 tower down the top lane. Fortification being used. Funnick still sticking around here. They can go for the split push quite easily, but he wants to stick around for the fight. Remember, he's the only one that can do direct damage into that Animage. Attacks into the range racks for now, while Vorce focuses the melee racks. So, Na'Vi with the counter racks for now. And Power Rangers, they keep their distance. No Legion Commander, no control, no focus damage. And they've still got the Aegis Immortal inside of a Vorst. So initiating on him doesn't really help them. They Force Staff him down. But he jumps out to the Replica, which is a little bit further back behind the lines. Almost playing it like an Ember Spirit defensive spirit. But they come high ground again. At the same time, FNG, he found the opening. It's Sonra. They cannot lose him. The relocate will save Vorst, ticking down pretty quickly from that Viper Strike. But he will not die. He lives for now. They're going to keep pumping. They even have... And there's no urn charges to bring him up. No multicast. The range racks will take a fall. So just like Power Rangers did when they first came into the Na'Vi base, they take the same level of racks. Dandy, woohoo! That Manavoy was close. Funnick will TP himself out as well. So the Raxes are now leveled. Range for range in the mid. Oh, sorry, it's range for melee in the mid. Take that one back. But the top Raxes are leveled up. And that's more than enough for an Aegis Prophet to battle here. And he'll pick up his BKB. Well, BT's arrived for the Morphling. Na'Vi no. Late game they have this because the Animage is really tailing off, especially after those buybacks. So you know his next tier 3 item is going to take a lot longer. You got 5 minutes 22 seconds on Roshan. Alright, so basically we're looking at a 2.5 minute countdown into the normal 3 minutes timer. So that's a long time. Na'Vi can't rely on the Aegis before they can go again. A blink up though, they might find something. And well, they actually already did. Funnick found one, and now they come over for another one. The Scythe device not available. Actually use that press the advantage from Cheshire Cat. Press the attack to help get Viper back. But they lost the Ogre Magi a little bit further up. Dire Observable and scouting this stuff out. And they're going to want to try and come in here and finish that melee racks. Full BKB now purchase. So Animage, 6 slotted. The full 10-second BKB is going to work well for him in this fight. There's still no Ags upgrade here for Shashlo. 250 gold away, and he can't afford to do it anyway. He needs to have buyback available for his team. It's only him and Ogre Magi that can buy back. And they're being pressured and poked on all sides. They need to keep that push going. The bottom lane is kind of like the only last lane now which doesn't have a different advantage for a team. But PR knows they're still got to get through that tier 2 tower of Na'Vi's on the bottom lane in order to actually change that. And Funnick is already down here, forcing the issue. And initiating on him doesn't really happen that easily. With a Scythe device as well as a Blink Dagger and BKB, controlling the Nature's Prophet is almost impossible for this team right now. They need the Legion Commander to get a surprise initiation. That's the only way this is really going to work. She also needs a damage shielding item. 134 points of damage being stolen by, taken. Just not taken, again, it's not a steal, it's gained. Gained shall be our word. By the Legion Commander's duel. Like, that's nice. Dishing out over 365 points of damage every single swipe. That's really, really good. But it's not enough right now. We have a pause as we'll lose her voice for a moment. Still 31 to 42. It's just that steep drop down. You can see it. Like, this is where you could see Na'Vi having a good advantage. And then the hit back came in. Hit back came in really nicely from Power Rangers. And then every single dot from this point out. Barracks destroyed. Heroes taken. Towers being destroyed. All of these belong to Na'Vi. Nothing has gone the way of Power Rangers within the last 10 minutes. They need to correct this. At the same time, actually, they're doing the right thing They're doing the right thing to try and correct this. They're actually using anti-mage as bait. Now, Na'Vi are obviously going to realize this guy's got no TP. He can't just come straight back again. So if they wanted, they could in fact just dodge this, clearly. At the same time, they probably have to take into account too that the Wisp is probably sitting right behind him. So the relocate will bring him back. So you can't go for a full committed trade-off. So your other option is then going, okay, the Wisp is sitting behind him, which means killing him off is going to be rather difficult unless we're really, really quick about it. Which means you kind of need the Ice Blast to connect, and you need to actually snipe at the Wisp before he can get the relocate pull back out. The other problem is you don't see anybody else from anywhere else. They don't have any aggressive observer wars down. This one from the dire side, which is up on the cliff, is gone. They don't have one up on top of this point as well. So they have no idea where Power Rangers is right now. So either they sense the trap and they do not go, which at this point looks like they're going to do exactly that. They're backing up. In fact, Funnick should already be on this bottom lane. But then again, he doesn't know where the other 4 heroes are. So gotta make up your mind on that. And FNG can do the push anyway. And Vorse is already adding pressure towards the middle lane. He's walking around now with the cheese, in fact, over on the Morphling. As the Aegis Immortal did, in fact, time out. And remember, we've got that long timer waiting for Roshan. So another 3 minutes until Roshan's going to be up and about. Roughly, of course. They just bring everybody back. Defense is the duty. I don't think Power Rangers are too concerned about waiting for this because the anime still has buyback on cooldown for another 2 minutes. The full Monkey King bar over on the Morphling. So he's now 5 slotted, obviously with the cheese in his 6 slot. Actually interested to see what he buys up after this. Did he actually drop his BKB for it? Like, did he have a... No, he didn't. No, that was profitable at the BKB. It might be worthwhile of also actually investing into one of those little suckers. At the same time, he might just say, screw it, I go more lifesteal. Get a full Satanic once he's got the extra cash for it. And they're going to come down the middle lane. So buyback's still on cooldown, 1 minute 15 seconds. This is probably our most important menu we can have up right now. You have to watch these timings. Who really has the money? Because Legion Commander's got it off cooldown. But cannot buy back. There is not enough money. Short by 1,600 gold. And Cheshire Cat, I think, wants a little bit of help here. Vorse comes in. Use this waveform. He has a replica to jump to. So Cheshire Cat just a blink into duel with a relocate helper won't be enough. The Viper spends his money. So now he's also short of a buyback. But it's kind of desperate to have something more than 4-staff mech and pipe. And that's where the Axe kicks in. And J4 at least has his blink dagger, so he's got a way where he can initiate for his team. But you're seeing Na'Vi, they're just waiting. You got another 1 minute to wait, boys, so actually just over a minute. We rapidly approach the 1 hour mark on this game. Power Rangers don't want to take any chances. They're 1 loss away from being dropped into the lower bracket. Oh, it's Na'Vi. Okay, they're going to scout out with a fake Funnick. So they put the Nature's Prophet in towards the lane. Anti-Mage is hovering around. He's sticking it, and he jumps in! Balls deep! He's going to get hit pretty hard as well. The Ice Blast is never full effect. You trigger the BKB off. Already the Whisper's gone down. Now it's time to duel over on Funnick. A big kill to take, but you can guarantee he'll buy back. And he'll bring back a big force. Wrath of Nature to start with. Horse up towards the high ground. Now Funnick gets arrived. The Mystic Flare helping to get the kill over the Legion Commander. Wisp, he's going to get Burrow striked up, but the relocate will save him out here. While Anti-Mage is a big mana void. Horse will bring him back to life again with the cheese affecting him down to J4. Full life, full mana, allowing him to fight for a second life. Now go in, they'll take Roshan. The mana void, again though, critical damage coming out, but not being super effective. AKA, gets the kill. But there was a dieback coming out from the Nature's Prophet. He threw away his life in order for a Vorst, as well as Dendy, to try and survive through it. Because there was buybacks coming out from the other side. The AM as well as the Wisp both bought back. And both had no more of effect on this game. And Vorst is going in again. They're using the 6th player of Na'Vi to scout out Roshan. And Vorst waits again. Makes a copy of the Anti-Mage. And now Anti-Mage, he's having his mana burnt. The Ice Blast is going to connect. This time he's in trouble. He's down for the count. 130 seconds in the Sin Bin. And they'll go further. The Mystic Flare into Viper. That could be it right there. PR. They try to force for a second contesting of Roshan. And Na'Vi just have to go bottom lane. The Nature's Prophet might still be down for another 50 seconds. But they have a rough, well, minute and a half window before Power Rangers can really try and fight them. They will take this bottom. And they may even just force Megas.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That'll give them the victory, but then again, blink in, time to duel. Quick death on Dendy. Havor still on the front lines. No agency model on this guy. But the Rangerex, they've almost got it. Fortification slowing them down. J4 blinks away, so there's no follow-up. But the Rack's been slowly whittled away. No duel available. There is, however, the ability to trigger the Lincoln Spear, which means they can jump in, and now there's your Blade Mail. They got a Vorce down. The bottom ranks is down for the count too. The buyback is the TP support coming in from a Vorce. Cheshire Cat now too far out. Not enough mana though for a Mystic Flare, but the Rod of Atos with the Burrow Strike from FNG does control him. Nature's Prophet's back, and there is your GG call. The Sprout will hold J4 in position. One last victory kill for Funnick. He will claim it, and Na'Vi will be traveling to DreamHack Bucharest for the D2CL LAN Finals. While the Power Rangers, they had themselves a fantastic semi-final. I really feel like this winners bracket final didn't do them any kind of justice. They played some really good games here. But right now, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing, though, what's going to happen. What is going to happen later on. Of course, it was Power Rangers that pushed Team Tinker into the lower bracket in the first round. So revenge will be there. It was a 2-1 result last time around on Monday. Make sure you tune in for that action. It'll be cast by Mon Capitalis. I'm going to say adios for at least 10 days. I'll be away until I actually cast the D2CL LAN Finals finally for the first time in 3 years having a holiday. I know. If it's only 10 days. It's only 10 days. So hopefully you can enjoy your time without me. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone. Lower bracket final on Monday, and of course, keep your eyes peeled for everything else we're doing. We're doing a lot of We Play coverage over the course of the next few weeks as well, and the LAN Finals. You'll actually find the LAN Finals live stream right here on the Join Dota channel. We've also got streams pumping out, I believe, from Taiwan. That's where we're doing the MSI Beat It LAN Finals. Whole bunch of different things Join Dota is doing over the course of the next few months. So definitely stay tuned to joindota.com, of course, with all news and everything that is important to Dota 2. You can find it over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the live stream.